So the next exercise we're going to look at is going to be a little bit more advanced if you can do that first exercise easily. It's by a great guitarist called Scott Tennant, and rather than using just a couple of our fingers like we did in the first exercise, we're going to be using all of our fingers to basically do every different possible combination you can do for our hammer-ons. So you can choose any way you like on the guitar fretboard, wherever's comfortable for you and whatever string is comfortable for you. I'm going to use the 6th string here, in the very first position. And all it's going to look like is, starting with our first finger, we're going to play the 1st fret and then hammer on the 2nd fret with our 2nd finger. And then we're going to do the same thing, still using our 1st finger, but then we're going to hammer on using our 3rd finger. So the hammer on finger has changed now. And then obviously once you can do that, try the 4th finger. Now make sure you keep our tips in mind from the first part where we were landing on the tips of our fingers and making sure we weren't going from really far away, just above the guitar fretboard, but doing it fast. So that's the key. Now obviously the 1st finger ones are quite easy, relatively speaking. You'll find the other possible combinations a little bit more difficult. For example, 2 to 4, maybe a little bit harder. 3 to 4, maybe the hardest one still, for example. So, all you're going to do is nice and slowly repeat each one till you feel comfortable with it, maybe 4 times, and then move on to the next one. So we've got 1 to 2, now we're doing 1 to 3, and then 1 to 4, and then we're going to do the same thing but swapping fingers. So now we'll go 2 to 3. And then 2 to 4, and then once you're good at that, then you can try 3 to 4. And that's basically it. Now if you can do all those different possible combinations, then obviously you'll be really good at our hammer-ons. And the very last exercise that we're going to do is by Scott Tennant again. Same thing that we did with our hammer-ons, trying to explore all the different combinations of fingers that we can use. But this time, obviously, I'm sure you've guessed, we're going to do pull-offs instead. So, starting with, obviously, both of our fingers down on the string this time, you're going to do finger 2 to finger 1, making sure you pull off towards the floor, not just lifting off, and then do the same thing with the 3rd finger. And then obviously the same thing with our 4th finger. Etc, etc. I'm sure you get the idea. However, the last couple are a little bit more tricky. So with our 4th to 2nd finger, you might find that one a little bit tricky. Also, the 4th to 3rd finger, that's maybe the hardest one, okay? So if you can do all your hammer-ons, fantastic. If you can do most of your pull-offs, that's going to be great. But really try and focus on the hardest ones if you can do those. In particular, 4th finger to a 3rd finger pull off. If you can do that, then I'm sure you'll be fine with all of the others. And that's it. So, that's all there is to it. If you practice those things nice and slowly, nice and steadily each day, you'll get much better at them. They might be a little bit tricky at first for some of you, but keep persevering, keep going with them. Make sure you subscribe to Bar's YouTube channel, and thanks for watching.